Hello, so today we're going to be making this fish cracker tutorial. You'll need one skein of your color. Half would be lots, but one is plenty. I like using Bernat Extra, Blanket Extra, to do the embroidery. Stitch marker, I use a piece of yarn, scissors, a lighter just in case your yarn breaks, a row counter, I use a fidget toy, and then a little bit of polyfill. Okay, so I do have my piece of paper here that we can kind of follow along, or if you want to watch the video first and then make up notes. Oops, I was center pulling and now we're outer pulling. We'll center pull. Okay, so the first step is a slip knot. So we're going to leave a tail, probably 10 inches, 8 to 10 inches, a good sized tail. Fingers, 2 widths for these chains. So we have one slip knot, so this is going to count as one loop. We're going to do 4 more loops so that we have 5. Okay, and now the first row that I'm going to count is creating the circle. So if you've seen some of my tutorials, I go in counterclockwise and some I go in clockwise. So you can go either way. Just bring your tail to the top if you want to go in counterclockwise so that the yarn comes around like that. And then if you want to knit in a clockwise, put it down towards the bottom of this last loop, chain space, and then it's going to come around this way. So pull your slip knot so it's nice and close there, and then you're going to adjust or even give this loop, if it's really big, a twist to just kind of tighten it. But I'm just going to adjust it, and then you're going to pull up 3 more loops around so that you'll have 4 in total, and it's in these outer chain spaces. So that loop's getting a little big, so I'm just going to give it a twist. Or it might have untwisted. There we have 4. So we will count that as 1. And I will mark that. So row 2, it might be a little hard to pull up your increases because they're kind of tight, but I'll show you. Row 2, we're going to go knit increase, and that's in brackets, so we're going to times that by 4. So it's 2 stitches times 4, it will give us 8 loops, and you might want to start using your stitch marker, which is what I'm going to do. So this is the first one, and I'm going to use my stitch marker in the first one. Put the tail through so it's out of the way. So I knitted 1, find this yarn in between, pull up another loop, then knit through the loop there, yarn in between, there it is. Kind of, like I said, it might be a little tight in there. And then end on the increase, and we should be up to 8 loops now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that was row 2. So row 3, we're just going to knit those 8 around. I forgot to use my stitch marker, but that's 8. It should have been in there. So then this next one, knit 2 and then increase times 4. So that's 3 stitches. So give us 12 loops. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 loops. So now 4, 5, 6, and 7, knitting 12 around for 4 rounds. So if you wanted to count continuously, it would be 48 loops in total for all of those. I go round by round. Now, when we're doing these, I want you to start to fold it in half so that this is the start of one side, and you're going to do 6 loops on one side. And then flip it over and do 6 loops on the other side. Sorry, I did not catch up my counter. We're on row 6, that was row 5. Flip it over. Flip. One more row, round. Okay, so round 9, knit and decrease times 4. So 2 knits, 2 stitches times 4 is 8. So we should go down to 8. On to the next page. Just going to knit around. There we go. Knit around for 8. I guess I should catch this up. So 9. Yep, we're at 10. So that's rounds 10. Round 11, we're going to knit and then decrease times 2, and then we'll be left with 2 knits at the end. So then there should be 6. I'm going right over left. You can go left over right. It's not going to matter too much right now. Knit and knit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops. So we are here 6. I'm changing the light stuffing and I'm moving it up here and then closing off the mouth up here because it's harder to stuff when there's only 3, whereas when there's 6 it's a bigger opening. So when we're closing off, we're not going to do the circle like we normally do. We're going to actually just sandwich these stitches together, and then you're going to take your yarn tail and go through 2 stitches, sewing them together, and then go back down through these next ones like that, and then these ones right here. See where my thumb is going through. Go back through that like that. You can try and stick your hand in. Make sure you have sewed this closed really well and you don't have any funny bits. Use your yarn tail to weave any areas that seem, so I just weaved through some, and then I'm going to go up down through that part there. And then that should be, check both sides, pretty flush. You don't want it too puckered out. A little bit of a point's okay because you just do the mouth underneath and then it looks kind of like a nose. So once you're satisfied with how it's closed, weave the yarn tail a little bit further into the body and then find a stitch where you want to anchor it down. And then just tuck that away. Like so. And yeah, now just go ahead and stuff it. And now we're decreasing around and continue on. So we're doing 3 decreases. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to go left over right. And then the next one, right over left. And then the last one, left over right again. This next round, we're going to knit and increase times 3 for 6. And then we're going to knit around for 6. It's hard to see in there, but 14. And then knit increase times 6 is 12, and then we'll knit around the 12 and then we'll finish it off. Now you're going to fold it in half in the most logical position. So then this is, we're going to undo the last 2 loops because this is in the middle. And we're going to sandwich these first two together. And yeah, pull the loop up from behind the back. so. And then I actually like to take this loop, put it in front. So now we're going to do 3 all at once. And pull up a nice big loop. And then again, sandwich those 2, put this 3rd one in front, pull up a loop, nice and big, then sandwich, put this loop in front, pull through all 3. If you have to do 2 and then try to get through 1, that's fine too. Sandwich, pull up a nice big loop behind, oops, and then put it in front, pull it up, and then these should be your last 2. Put that in front, pull it up. So then our tail kind of looks like that. Trim your yarn tail, pull it through this last loop, and then weave it down into the body. That's a little too far. I want to anchor it first. So anchor it. I don't think that did anything. Go through it again. There we go. And then I like to weave it. And then if there is a little bit of a space kind of there, I'm going to use this tail . This part's optional, I don't have to. I just don't like the big space. So, taking that in. And now we will do the face. So for the face, I'm just going to keep it really simple. You can do embroidered eyes if you want, but I'm just going to show you really simple with this Bernat blanket extra. You're going to come in from further out, see about where you want the eye, maybe there. I'm going to come in and then I'm going to go down and stick it back in. You can use a tapestry needle if you have one. I'm just going to show you without, in case you don't. Just use your fingers and then you just got to stuff the stuffing back in if you've pulled some out, which is not a big deal. With these guys, I just go twice and then I'm going to go back out. There it is. It's the same hole, like so. And then trim it. And stuff it in. Okay, and then that's probably too short. I want to do the little. Okay, let's try the smile for the 3rd time. Coming in from farther away, going in. Oh, and then don't pull too close to the end. Oh, and then put it around your filming. Okay. So. think it needs to be further back behind the eye. Bring your yarn up and go into the bottom. Now, if you just want to do one side at a time, then just take it back out and then tie it off. If you want to do the other side at the same time, which can be difficult as I am learning, you really need to be able to eyeball where you should be. So I'm about 1, 2, 3, 4 stripes up, and I'm only about 1, 2, 3 on this side. So let's go up and back one maybe. There. And then bottom. So there's that. There's that. So it might not be perfect, but it's handmade. Moving on. And then I'm just going to use this long piece, and so this is 2, 1, 2 up, and here probably, so come in from further away, and then go there. So nothing a little restuffing the lint brush can fix at the end. There is your goldfish.